Hello everyone, welcome back to Queen Varieties channel. In today's episode, I'll be sharing how to make 2-ingredient homemade traditional tofu using soybeans. This you can make for home use, for sales and business. The outcome turned out very firm and hard. It can withstand any cooking process. Very easy to put together. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the recipe. For this video presentation, you're going to need 2 kg of soybeans. This is what I have here in the pack. You're going to set this aside, select it if you have any dirt or whatever. Here I'm going to soak overnight for at least 10 good hours. Okay, now notice that the seeds of the soybeans are now swollen. This is exactly what you want to have. I'll set it aside and wash it neatly. Alright loves, I've taken my time to wash the beans neatly. We are proceeding to the next step, which is to blend it. I'll place into the blender, add a reasonable quantity of water above the beans and begin to blend. Make sure you're using a good blender, and you can notice the type of blender I am using because I'm showing you the brand. This is exactly 2500 watts. Once the blending process is completed, I'll pour into a very large bowl. Now this stage is very important because we are going to mix the tofu mixture with liquid, and the entire quantity of the tofu which I have blended, I'm going to add exactly 2 times of water into it. Okay, you're going to mix properly just to release the milk into the soybean. Notice the quantity of the liquid I have in that bowl. So whatever is the quantity of the soybean milk you have blended, duplicate it in form of water and add into that place, and then mix it properly. You will require a cheesecloth, and for the cheesecloth I'm going to place into a bowl or a pot and then begin to pour the mixture right in there. This process is not going to take us more than 5 to 10 minutes to do because of how we have neutralized the consistency with a good level of water. You're going to use your hand, apply pressure and sift everything out. See how easy it is because the milk flows out very easily. Into another bowl, I'll place in the cloth there, add water and begin to squeeze out much more milk if needed until the water runs pale. Then you notice that the milk has been eliminated. I've gotten the reasonable level of milk needed for this pot quantity. I'll use my hands and eliminate the foams. Those foams there, don't throw it away, it's still milk. You just put it in a plate because it's going to release the milk content. You're not supposed to fill the pot quantity with milk. Just leave a reasonable space into there. Carry it and transfer to your heat and begin to cook on the highest settings. This is the chaff that has come out from the soybeans, which is the okara. You can throw it away or use it for manure, but I'm going to store this into these plastic wraps here and send it into my freezer. I'll be making some pastries, cookies or breads with it. Recipes are coming out soonest. Forward, I have placed the pot on the heat surface to begin to preheat, and I have turned the heat settings to the highest settings. We are going to bring this milk to boil, and also notice I have included the second pot. We are going to begin to cook it until it boils very well. Okay, so please keep an eye on the pot, don't leave it there to go anywhere. The second important ingredient for this recipe, you will need Epsom salt, precisely magnesium sulphate. You can see the container pack I am using. In my previous video, I had shown you how to make this same recipe using vinegar or lemons. If you have not watched that video, I suggest you can also watch it. 5 tablespoons of Epsom salt, which I'll put in a glass and add about 2 to 3 cups of water, mix to dilute and allow this to sit for 10 minutes before you make use of it. Back to the pot, notice that the pot now has begun to boil, so you have to pay close attention to it. Begin to sprinkle the Epsom salt liquid that we just mixed inside it. As it cooks and begins to rise up, I keep on sprinkling the liquid. This is very important. Do not allow this pot to boil over, otherwise you're going to lose your tofu texture. Okay, In case you run out of the liquid, all you have to do is mix more Epsom salt and begin to sprinkle. Right now you can see the texture of the tofu has begun to form, and it continues to boil, and I continue to sprinkle the liquid until you will see a transparent liquid in between the pot. Then you know that the tofu now is ready. Very big thank you to you if you have been watching this video up to this point in time. Hope you're enjoying this recipe. Remember to subscribe, like, and also share this video with your friends and loved ones. Okay, yeah, so please tell me where you're watching from in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. All right, friends, so guys, now when you look right into the pot, what do you see? Notice that the liquid now is very transparent, like water. When I use my spoon to scoop right into it, you see how watery it looks. It's no longer milky. So this is what we are going to continue to do both for the first, second, and third pot until everything is completely ready. Okay, so I have brought in the third pot. I'm going to allow that to keep cooking like the rest of the pot until it's ready, and then we proceed to the last stage of preparation. This is where you're required to use the traditional tofu box to pour out your tofu, but since I don't have that available, I'll be using my sieve, which I have covered with the cheesecloth. Okay, and here begin to scoop out the tofu inside it. The shape of the box that you're using will also give you the required shape of your tofu. So since we're using a sieve, we're going to derive a circular outcome from it. If you're using something in square, rectangular shape, you're also going to derive that shape. So if you don't have tofu box, I suggest you check on Amazon. You will find it. I have placed several weights on top of the tofu to allow it to drain. You can leave it somewhere about 4 hours to overnight. And guys, take a good look at the outcome of our gorgeous tofu after leaving this to sit for several hours. This is how firm, beautiful, and gorgeous it looks. You see this tofu, it can withstand any cooking process. Your sauces, your stews, your soups, whatever you want to use it to do. After going through the whole procedure, this is the area you have to pat yourself in the chest and say, yes, you have done a good job. Okay, yes guys, the cutting process gives me that satisfaction. Whenever your tofu comes out in this form, know that you are a pro in making tofu. It turned out absolutely wonderful. And guys, this is just all about the recipe. You have to slice it, you have to store them in the freezer, and then package it properly. It can last for months up to years. That is if you're not done with the entire consumption in weeks. So you can see the outcome. Like I said, it's very dense in touch. This type of tofu can last as long as you want it to last, and that's just how it is. 2 ingredient recipe, very simple to make, even though it is time consuming. I hope you have enjoyed today's recipe. Alright folks, so over to the last segment of preparation. We are going to add at least about 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt inside a reasonable quantity of water. This water quantity should be able to cover the tofu entirely. Okay, so I'm going to now transfer all the tofu that we have just sliced inside the water and use my hands and move it around as if I'm going to wash it. We're going to allow this to sit here for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour so that salted water will sink in deeply. Remember, we used Epsom salt. It is dangerous to health. We're going to allow that to wash it out. After 1 hour, I'm going to rinse it off and then package it inside my Ziploc bags and store in the freezer. I'm going to show you how you can use tofu to make several recipes. I hope you have enjoyed this. You can use this for any business, sale, home use, or whatsoever you want to use it for. Store it as much as possible and enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Remember, variety is the spice of life. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed and love. God bless you. Bye for now.